Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your boy, Dr. Rogers, a multiple scholarship winner and currently a research professor in Korea. Sorry, I'm late for this live stream. So, in this live stream, I'm going to be talking about, or we are going to be talking about tips on how to create or write a curriculum vitae, aka CV, which will permit you to have you know, for to get your first job. So, and I'm going to be having a guest, yeah, an important guest on my channel. She she'll be introducing herself. So, and she'll be sharing experience on how you can write a CV in order to get your first job. So she's really good at this, and it's no other person than Oluchi. Hello, can you get me, Oluchi?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good afternoon from Nigeria.
Kindly introduce yourself.
Okay. My name is Oluchi Okonkwo. I am a medical laboratory technician. I live in Jos, Nigeria. Yes. Don't know, did you hear that?
Okay, so yeah, are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, great. Sorry, first of all, sorry I'm very late. Technical issues.
Yeah, I understand.
Stream a lot, but I took a little break. I'm back. It feels as though I've never done streaming before, so really challenges here and there. So like I said, before you came in, I was trying to tell my audience, for those that will watch or are going to watch now, what are the steps one can take to create a CV, a good one? And my interest fell on you because you shared a video. You're a YouTuber yourself. You shared an amazing video of how you got your first job through preparing a good CV. So we're going to be getting questions from the audience, and I'm also going to be asking you questions as well, so that you can help to prepare anybody out there who watch this video, and especially people who are just from graduating, how they get to prepare themselves for the job market. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so by the way, would you mind introducing yourself one more time again, please?
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
So, my name is Oluchi Okonkwo. I live in Jos, Nigeria. I am a medical laboratory technician living in Jos, Nigeria. Yes, I think that's probably what you should know for this video. And I'm a YouTuber also. Yeah.
Yes, and you're a YouTuber. So yeah. So she's from Nigeria, from Just state, Just state. And she's one more thing people would like to know is first, let's get straight to the point. Okay, I'm gonna start with my questions while waiting for questions from the audience, right? Simple question.
Uh,
What is a CV?
okay, CV. The word CV actually means curriculum vitae. Is a French word, I think. I hope I'm not mistaken. It's a French word, so it's just a write up that introduces you even before you get into a room. It tells your employer or your potential employer what you are bringing to the table, what is your background.
Okay. So, like Oluchi did mention, your CV, we're gonna take it gradually so that people can learn. Okay. Your CV is actually what introduces you to your future employer or someone who is gonna employ you. It tells people about it tells them so much, like a summary of who you are to whosoever is looking forward to employing you, because you cannot just knock into each and every one's office and going in person. So sometimes you need to send a write up who can tell them what are your qualifications, what are you good at, and what are you not good at. So I did invite Oluchi. Oluchi, she'll be coming back. She has a little bit of technical problem. I didn't invite her because she, like she mentioned before, she's a YouTuber herself, and she did an amazing video where she shared an experience on how she got her first job. So that actually attracted my interest because usually after graduate school it's very hard to get jobs. So she got it, and I wanted her to share her experience on how you can prepare a CV in order to get a job. So while she is coming back, while waiting for her to come, I'm going to be telling you step by step how you can prepare a CV. First thing foremost is that there are different types of CVs. Each country has a CV format. Like she said before, a CV is called a curriculum vitae. In other words, a resume in French. So there are different types of CVs, and from the different types of CVs that you have to present yourself. So, you have like for example, you have the type of CV you're going to use in Europe, which is commonly in most European countries. It's called the Europass CV format. It's different from what you're going to use in America when you're applying for jobs or school, which is also different from what you're going to use in South Korea, you know. So it's very important you know the format of the CV you're using when you are applying for a job, because the reason is because if you present a CV format which people are not comfortable with, or which people don't really know, it already tells them your employer or whosoever you're employing that you're not prepared enough, and probably what you're sending around is just a generic form of it's just a generic CV. So it already weighs them down, you down. It gives a bad impression about who you are. So for example, if you're applying for a job or school in Korea, and for example in school wise, you're going to use the American system. You can use the American system format of CV. Or if you're applying for a job, especially a Korean company, you definitely need to use the Korean format of CV, which is quite different from the Europass. And in Korea, for example, most CVs often will require you to have a passport size photograph of yourself. And in the American format, CV format, you are not expected to have an American format CV, like you're not expected to have a passport size photograph, because there are several reasons for that. I think probably people complain of you having a picture could lead to a bias or unbiased form of recruitment. And then also with the Europass of format of CV, expected to have you're expected to have your passport size photograph. So it's always very important you have all those aspects. So, and my CV format, often I use because I'm in Korea, I work in Korea, so I use the American format of CV, where the first part of the CV is you get to have um you're gonna have your address, where you are, or where you are at the moment. For example, your institution, you mentioned that there. Then also your age, and then some CV formats. For example, I think probably the British format or so, where you need to have a background. The American CV formats, you don't need to have a background where you start saying what you're good at, your strengths and your weaknesses. The American format, you don't need that first. The first part, you just put your address. Secondly, you're going to put your educational background. You put your educational background CV format. Then since I'm into academia, you're gonna put where you're working, for example, from what time, from what year to what year. Then you put your publications as well. And usually CVs to CVs, if you make mistakes on your CVs, it speaks a lot. So it's always very important you make sure as much as possible to not have mistakes on your CV, because if you have mistakes, it doesn't speak well of you, so you should consider that. So I'm going to be sharing my screen, and to show you how or what CVs look like. Let me share my screen with you so that you can see. Okay, I'm going to go to screen sharing. Okay, that's okay. Now I'm sharing my screen with you all. So on a CV, you have the Europe CV, Europass, Europass CV format. So in the Euro CV format, and on Google, you always have thousands of samples of CVs, which you can always use, to write your CVs. There are some people who are professionals on writing CVs. So the Europass, with the Europass CV format, especially if you're creating, you're applying for jobs in Europe, or you're applying for scholarships in Europe, you are strongly encouraged to use the Europass CV format. So you're strongly encouraged to use the Europass CV format in Europe, where I'm gonna open one. I'm gonna open one now, the Europass CV format. So just hold on. Okay, if while that is opening, okay, so hold on. Okay, that's the Europass CV format, which is being opened now at the moment. Just hold on. Okay, Europass CV format. Okay, so here, first thing, and these days the CV formats have been really, you know, created. They have really been updated. During our time back in the days around 2009, you didn't used to have this format. So in this one, first you come here, you can start with your profile. You choose a CV store in your library, and you import a CV. You create a new one of your choice. So I'm trying here to show you um like a sample. Cancel, yeah, leave side sample. I want to show you a sample by itself. Europass CV sample. Okay, create. Just hold on. Okay, there are so many samples here. Okay, like this person. Let's go. Let's go. Sorry, guys. Just hold on a little bit. Okay, Oluchi is back, so I'll put her back in. Okay, hello, welcome back. Hello, Olu, can you hear me? Hello? Yeah, you're unmuted. Unmute yourself, please. Hello?
All right.
Yeah,
I
we got.
have.
Yeah.
There was a technical problem from my side, I guess. I don't know what happened.
Okay, please proceed.
Okay, can you ask me the question again?
Yes, my question was, we were before you left and came back, I'd actually asked you what was a CV, okay, and I'd gone further to elaborate, ask questions on what CVs are, okay, because usually every day you hear CV, 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 CV. Some people don't really know what a CV is. So, and you already explained that, right? So the title for this live is what are the tips on how to create a good CV. So would you mind sharing the tips? What are the tips of creating a good CV?
Yes. For me, when I was creating my first CV, I was still a fresh man in university. I created a CV because I was applying for an internship at the time. So that also got me into internship. What I would say my tip is for, especially for entry level professionals, is do not make your CV distracting. Do not make it distracting. Just put in the relevant details that are important for the particular job that you are applying for. And you should keep in mind that every job you're applying for has a particular requirement. So make the skeleton of your CV, every job you're applying for, make the skeleton of your CV. I'll say skeleton because I work experience, education, academics, awards, volunteering, and leadership, and whatever. It should be the same, but what you put into those places should be relevant to the job you're applying for. And when I say don't make it distracting, don't put unnecessary details into it, like something that is not even related to what you're applying for. I think those are my two basic tips for anyone that is starting out from university or still in university preparing a CV. Okay.
Hello, Olu, are you there? My question. Mhm. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, the question is, we have two questions which I got from the audience too. The first one is how long, right, does it take for you to create your a good CV, and when can you start preparing, like to prepare a CV? Do you prepare it once you see the job advert, or before you graduate? When is the best time to prepare your CV?
I would say the best time to prepare your CV is even before you see a job placement. I would say before you even see a job placement. Just like I answered in the other question, you should have a skeletal CV where you can put necessary details about a particular job placement that you saw. Okay, you have to have a CV at hand all the time. I don't mean that, okay, you should just hand out CVs or anything, but you should prepare a CV, a skeleton of a CV, a skeleton of a CV even before you see a role. At university, I had a CV in my very first year because I was applying for volunteering opportunities, internships, and whatnot while still a student. So there's no particular
Oluchi, your network is breaking a lot, but let me try to summarize from what I got from you. So, thank you. So, Olu did share that the best time to prepare a CV is even before you get your job. So it's good to have like a skeleton CV where you can always fit in components depending on the kind of job you're preparing for. And then secondly, she did mention um okay, good. I also have another question for you, Olu, which I'm gonna ask later. Okay, she did mention about the fact that you shouldn't put distracting materials when you're preparing your CV because it's gonna take away the attention of the recruiter or whosoever is looking forward to hire you, not to actually get the points or whatsoever you know they are looking forward to. And so she did say CVs, prepare them, have one. It's like a CV should be like you know a CV should be like your phone because these days basically you can't go anywhere without a phone. So your CV should be like your phone where you take it everywhere you go. Always be ready. I remember from Olu's video where she didn't mention the fact that she went for a walk and had her CV prepared, and she saw an advert, just walked into the venue of the place, and the person recruiting asked her, "Do you have a CV?" And there she had one, and that is how she got her first job, and I was really wowed by that. So Olu, if you can get me, there's a question here for you. How long can the CV be as in terms of word limit?
Sorry, can you ask that again? I didn't hear you. Say, how long can a CV be?
How long can the CV be in terms of word limit?
Okay. I feel like every CV should be a one-page long CV, except you are a PhD holder like Dr. Wenkwa. But for every person, I think a CV should be at least a page long before we could even say anything. It should be a page long, and a page long should be like A4 paper long. Yes, A4 paper long. That is what I have, and that's what I've been using. Except maybe you have more experiences and stuff. But for someone that is just starting out, I believe your CV should be a page long or a page and a half long.
Another question from my part. How do you, yeah, like you mentioned, CV for basic level should be one page. I remember when I just had my bachelor degree, I used to struggle a lot for my CV to fill a one page. So
Really?
yes, so how would you, what are you going to, how can you encourage someone, or what are the things a young graduate or someone still in school, because you mentioned best time to prepare a CV is when you are still in school, right? So what are the best ways of preparing or building a CV? What are the things you need to do?
Yeah. I think for someone who is still starting out, for someone who is in university, you don't have a lot of experiences. You are just maybe you just finished from secondary school and you are doing your first degree or your diploma or stuff or something like that. What you should be doing at this time is to be volunteering, to be interning at organizations, even if it's not just for your CV to look maybe impressive, it's for yourself also, because these opportunities, these places are going to help you to build yourself, to help you to network, to help you to grow professionally. Because you will not get these experiences by just going to school. That is just the truth. These experiences are not going to fly to your window. It doesn't happen like that. You have to go out there and look for these experiences. And the best way to do this, in fact, the cheapest way to get these experiences is to volunteer for organizations for free, to do your internships, to do summer jobs and stuff. All of those things to show that you are a person who is outgoing and you network professionally. So this will help your CV to look more professional and impressive, I think. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, would you mind sharing your story about how you got your first job? I already said it as though it was my story. So would you mind sharing it from your own part? This is the moment for you to share that story. Please do share it with us.
Okay. About my first job, yes. Actually, that was my first professional job in inverted commas. So I had other jobs, but they weren't really professional and stuff. So that day, as I was going to I said on my YouTube page, I was just taking a walk through the central market in Plateau State, and then I saw this big ad on a like a billboard or a placard or something like that. That's someone is needed for this role, and I was like, okay, cool. What is the worst that could happen? I will go into this place and I get a job. I will go into this place and I don't get a job. So I was like, let me just go in and see what happens. So I went in there. I met a receptionist at the desk, and I asked her. She was like, yeah, they need someone, and people have been coming for interviews and stuff. I said, okay, let me drop my CV then. If you call me, she was like, okay. Before I could leave, the chief medical officer just came in, and she was like, "Oh, this is the man that I was telling you about." So I met him politely. I said, "Sir, I came here to. I saw the job placement outside, and I came to submit my CV." So like, okay, all right, do you have it here? And funny, I didn't have my CV with me at that day, but thank God I saved my CV on my Google Drive on my phone. So I quickly went to the nearest cyber cafe. Cyber cafe. I hope everybody knows what cyber cafe means. In Nigeria, it's the kind of place that you go to do printing and stuff on the internet. So I just printed it out there and then submitted. I was like, okay, can we do a short interview now? I might not be available in the next 1 week. I'm like, right now, we should do an interview right now. And he said yes. I was like, okay, no problem. And the interview happened and I scaled through. And the next week I was called for the job. And it was like a movie actually happening before my eyes. So yeah, that's like the whole story that happened. Yes.
Amazing, amazing. So, yes, somebody say, ha ha ha, we know what's a cyber cafe, one of the subscribers. Oh, there's a question from Fatuma Nagbi. I hope I called that correctly. If I didn't, I'm sorry. So, can one include personal interest areas on a CV? So she's a business graduate of recent, and she's taking some courses on business analytic and data science. So could she include her interest in data and also her certificates? Do you understand the question? The question she her question is in, I think it's probably in three parts or two. So let me break it down. She says she's a business graduate, okay, and
I can't hear the question. Sorry.
okay, let me take it again. The question is, can you include personal interest areas on a CV? Do you get the question? Olu, are you there? I think Olu's line is breaking. Olu, are you there? Oh, hello. Okay, the question is, can you include personal interest areas on a CV? That is a question.
I can't hear you. It keeps echoing back and forth.
Yeah,
I
my
can't hear you.
question is, can you include personal interest areas on a CV, like your areas of interest? Can you include it on your CV? Okay, Olu is gonna come back. Yeah, Fatima, I'm gonna take that question. Yeah, that's a very brilliant question you did ask there. Yes, of course, you can include your personal areas of interest on your CV. And that is especially applicable when you're applying for what we call academia jobs. You can add it. For example, if like my area of research interest is on soils, microplastics, climate change, environmental science, you can include it in your first part of your CV before. It's usually called, in science, it's called research interest. Yeah, it's called research interest areas. So, Olu, hello. Olu, are you there?
Yes, I am. I can hear you now.
Yeah. Oh, sorry about your network. So the question was, from Fatuma was, the question was, can you include personal interest areas on your CV?
Okay, what kind of personal interests are we talking about now?
Okay, she said, okay, yeah, she said she's a business graduate of, she's a recent business graduate student, um, business graduate student, and she's doing data science. So, The question is, can she include her interests, like such as interest in data science, like she's interested in data science? Is it applicable?
Yeah, if it's relevant to the job role that you're applying for, I think yes, it should be and not just like a robot.
Yes. I think her line, Olu's
Yes,
line is breaking
I
again.
do.
Yeah, I think you can add that. It's very applicable, and that's the American
It's
CV
relevant.
format.
You should put
Yes. Are you there?
it there.
Olu's line, Olu, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I
So
can hear you.
yeah, like she did.
Yes,
Yeah.
I can hear
So
you.
the question was, can you add your area of interest? Yeah, you can add that. I like what she already did mention. If it's relevant for the job you're applying for, the keyword is relevant. It has to be relevant to whatsoever job you are applying for. If it's not relevant, then you don't have to add it. You don't have to add whatsoever you're speaking about. Olu's case, wow, Olu carried her CV on her Google Drive everywhere she goes. So do you still do the same now? Do you still carry your CV with you everywhere you go? Or since you have a job you don't care anymore?
No, of course, I still carry my CV everywhere I go to.
Okay, okay.
Now
So
I don't just
Olu,
something
question.
just happens to go suddenly.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so she mentioned she still carries her CV everywhere she goes with her. And before she continues, one thing I want to drop or add is the fact that CVs CVs are like because I'm a plant scientist, CVs are like plants. You need to keep watering them to grow. If you are just satisfied with the fact that, oh, you got your first job, I don't mind. CV, toss it to the dustbin. After 3 years, if you're not careful, you might not have a job and you might not be able to get a new one because you did not water your CV for it to grow. So, Olu, question for you. How do you get to, you already have a job. How do you um, get to water your CV to keep growing while you have a job already?
Yes. So that's a very simple thing. Just like Mr. Wenkwa said, you have to water it. So what I do presently, even if I still have a job, because we have to protect and secure ourselves for the future. So what I do is I still take courses online. Recently, I became interested in data science and cloud computing, and as I was looking for prospects, prospects in that field, when I'm done taking my courses, I add my certificates and um, responsibilities and stuff like that on my CV in case for the future when I start applying for jobs in data science and cloud computing or just in technology roles. So this is a simple way to keep watching your CV. Just like Mr. Wenkwa said, you already have a job and then you relax. Your skills are going to become obsolete in future if you are not careful. So you have to keep improving yourself. You have to keep doing more things because so many people are out there doing a lot of things. If you just sit down and fold your arms that you have your job, you're going to just get obsolete in the future. So take courses, network, go back to school if you they need be. And yes, that is the simple way to grow or to water your CV, just as he put it.
More questions for you. So, like you did mention before, the best time to prepare your CV is when you are still in school, okay? And you've got to keep watering your CV to grow. I want to ask a little bit a question that popped up on volunteering. So, what is your advice for young people who are scared or are not willing to volunteer? What do you have to tell them?
Okay. For me, I think volunteering is a way for you to give back to your society. I don't mean you should volunteer for every single thing you see on the internet. Volunteer for those causes that are close to your heart. By doing so, you find out that you are contributing you yourself heart. Okay, you are not just doing it for yourself. Go out there and volunteer. Don't be scared that, oh, I'm volunteering, they're not paying me, or I'm volunteering, this is just a waste of time. When you volunteer and you see the evidence of your volunteering work on the lives of people that you meet, you would know that you are doing a job that no one is going to ever pay you for. This is something you're doing for humanity.
Okay, that's a very good one. And let me bust your bubble for people watching. The aspect of volunteering is it's been there for a couple of ages now, and a lot of people or a lot of big organizations will always prefer to search within their volunteering bank. By volunteering bank, I call this a group of people
Yes.
who volunteer um to the organization before when they are recruiting. So um it's
Mm,
good, it's a good thing to volunteer, and I love the fact that Oluchi didn't mention the fact that it's not every opportunity you get to volunteer. It's not all like if you go to the internet right now, you're going to see over 1,000 programs for you to volunteer. It's not all of them. You need to be focused. Yeah, you need to be focused, disciplined, and go for the ones that you know are going to add skills, or you're going to gain skills, or you're going to learn in the process. Not all programs are worth volunteering for. So, question for you, Oluchi. Is it possible to state your skills on the CV? Like, can it be a bonus point for you to get a job?
yes.
Do you get
This
the
is very
question?
important to. Yes, I got the question. Is it possible to
Yes.
add your skills to your CV? Yes, that's the question, right? This is so important because there are so many people that are applying for the same role that you are applying for. So many people with the same skill set, so many people with the same academic skill set. That skill that you have will differentiate you from the rest. It's going to bring you out of the pool of everyone else that is there. Put your skill out there. When I was introducing this myself, and then you asked me about the question about CV, I said this is the thing that will speak about you even before you get into the room. So if you hide your skills, if you do not showcase yourself, how would they know that you are better or you are different from the rest of the people that are there? Put your skills in there, those relevant skills that are needed for the job. For example, you have a skill in Python programming or you have a skill in JavaScript and you didn't put it there. Someone with the same skill will put it there and you get to be taken for the job if you're applying for a job role in technological field and stuff. So put it in there. It's so important. It's going to make you stand out. Okay.
Question from me. Okay. Another question again before I put on mine. I'm going to ask that one. Talking about putting your skills, right? There are some jobs that will require, especially in Europe, there are some jobs that will require you need to know how to drive. So,
Guys,
is it allowed for you knowing very well you cannot drive, but you put on your CV you can drive? What do you have to say about that, such kind of
I would
thing?
I would say do not lie. If you do not have a skill, do not lie because they are going to find out. They will find out that you don't have this skill. Please do not put things that you know you do not have. Because when they find out, you're going to regret it.
Yes, I like. I like that question because that question came up because I remember the day I was watching a video because when I'm free I love watching videos about jobs and CVs on. So in the UK or somewhere, so a person put on his CV that he could drive or she could drive, got the job, they processed the papers, and when the person got there, the job expected him or her to drive and drop stuff. But they
Oh,
found out this person couldn't drive.
can you imagine?
So the question was, should they send the person back to their country or should they keep the person, you know, to learn um, the skills within that short time and then get to the job? So they had like the best option, or what they did was they canceled the person's visa and sent him or her back to their country. So sometimes, like Oluchi said, don't lie. Don't lie on your CV. There are some skills you cannot lie about it, especially even the programming Python. You can't say, oh, you're very good with Python, but when you come, they give you the job and you cannot, you can't
Even
analyze the data, you know.
true.
Yes. Or, for example, in science like us, you say, no, I have experience of writing scientific paper. Okay, they sign you the contract and they need a paper within 2 months and you cannot produce anything. So
True.
it's you yeah, it wouldn't really be a good thing for you, and especially people from your country. Like for example,
Yeah.
in Korea, here's the thing in Korea. If, for example, I'm from Cameroon, if I put on my CV I can drive, let's say a company like Samsung hires me, and my job is to drive and drop stuff. I come and I cannot drive. I'm going to lose that job. Not only do I lose that job, no Cameroonian will ever be employed in that company again. Yes, brothers and sisters. So we should think about it. Yeah, we should really, really think about this before we make such decisions. So the next question is, can
Yeah.
you also list your previous trainings and experience if you have one?
Yes, you should. You should list your previous training. Do not be afraid to do this. They are only trying to find out what you've been doing all this while or how you've been improving yourself. Do not think that because you have so many experiences, they're not going to take you. Your experiences will speak for itself. Put your previous training, your previous experience, job experiences. This will show that you have been busy doing something relevant to the job role. This will show that you have been improving yourself before even applying for the particular job. Yes, do not be afraid to put this in there. It will speak well for you.
Before you came in, when the line was breaking, I was talking about I spoke about different formats of CV, where you have the Europass format CV in Europe, you have the American format of CV, and also I'm in Korea. There is a Korean CV type. So you are in Nigeria. Do you have like a particular style, CV style, which you use for your country, or you just use anyone?
Most of the times we use the European style because the European style is we are from a country that has been colonized by the British, so most job roles will require that you write your CV in a particular British style, just like the European style, work experience, education, skills, and stuff like that. Just the basics. We don't have a Nigerian CV style. No, not that I know of. I don't think we do.
Okay. And then how about putting your passport size photograph? Do you put that on Nigerian
Yes,
CV? Yeah,
yes.
because
Some roles will ask you to attach
mhm
a photograph. Some won't.
mhm
Sometimes it's not even necessary. It depends on the job role. You would know what they want from their description. Yes.
okay. So the ones that request for passport size photograph, what would you recommend? Like, for example, do you recommend for the ladies? Do you want to recommend one with like being natural or one with makeup and all of that? What is the best
I
passport size photograph?
can't say. I can't say because I think you should put your best self out there. Some I don't know. Some makeup will make you look a little different from what you are in reality. I think you should just put your
Mhm.
best foot forward. I think I wouldn't say do not use makeup or use makeup. I don't know.
Okay,
Just put your best
okay,
foot forward. Yes. Some people would say in my country that your ears should show in your passport photograph. I guess that is what
Yes.
we do in Nigeria. When yes, your ears should show. I guess maybe to make sure you're a human being. I don't know why that is, but that is how we take passport photographs to make sure that our ears show.
Okay.
It's just a thing doing secondary and university. So just put your best foot forward. I
Mhm.
think.
Okay. Yeah. And then because in for example in Korea, I think 80% of the time they require you to have your passport size photograph. So it's really especially if it's a Korean company, they'll require you to put your passport size photograph and expect you to be your best looking like in your best looking form. As Oluchi did mention, in Nigeria sometimes a passport size photograph is required for some company, and your ears are expected to be seen or to show in the passport size um, photograph. How about mention because some um, CVs, it's been long I haven't seen it. Some I think that is applicable in the French CV format where you mention single, marriage, taken. Is it the
Yeah.
same experience with you in Nigeria?
I think I will say yes. I think I will say yes because some job roles would require you to be single. I'm so sorry to say this, but if you're not single, you're not going to get the role. So when you know this, you have to put your
Mm-hmm.
marital status in it. Job roles will also require to be from a particular place or to live in a particular place. I remember one time I applied for a job and they said that that job role requires you to live in the capital city. So when writing for this CV, you should include that you live in Abuja, or you should include that you are single or married. It depends on the job role. Just
Mm-hmm.
read the description properly and ask questions, I think.
Yes, I like that part. Because my whole channel is about jobs, scholarships, and all of that. Even when it comes to scholarships, always read the description. Read what is what is it all about? What is the mission? What is the target of the people? Same with jobs. Read the job
Yeah,
description, you will know. And like I said before, it's been long. I haven't seen where you put married or not married. But when you're in Korea, you will know. There are some jobs.
yeah,
If you're married, you cannot have them. If you have a child or a baby, you cannot have them. But it's not openly mentioned. It's not openly said that
yes,
this is not for married women. This is not, to avoid all the people firing at the company or all of that. So those are some of the little details that if you know, you add on your CV, you're going to get a job. Unlike someone, if the person doesn't know, uh, I think that applies the same with my first. When I got my bachelor's degree in Cameroon, I because Cameroon is French zone, English zone. I went for a
yeah,
job
bilingual.
interview in another zone. So the person told me, I cannot hire you because you stay in another city. I was so angry. I was so mad at him.
Yeah,
Like, you cannot choose for me, this, that, and that. But the more I grow older, I get to understand why some employers will not, you know, get to do that, especially if you're from a different
give you a job
company or
because
different
you are living in a
place,
particular
you
place.
know. So another question for you, Oluchi, is this is still related to jobs, right? I think Cameroon, Nigeria, a little bit similar. A lot of people back home complain about high unemployment. So how did you manage to get yourself a job this soon? You get a question? I think Oluchi, she's probably not getting.
No,
Hello,
please repeat the
are
question.
you
I
there?
didn't hear it. Yes,
Yeah,
please.
the question is most young graduates complain of unemployment. So how did you get yourself a job so soon?
Yes. The question about unemployment, I think, is in every African country, especially in the West that I know of. About me getting
Yes.
a job so soon, I opened, like, I widened my horizon in my job search. I didn't just look for jobs in a particular skill set. For example, I study medical laboratory science. When you are looking for a job in a place that the competition is so much, do not just focus on that particular job. If I don't get this job, I'm not going to do any other thing with my life again. So how I did this was, I was doing, when you were talking about my first job, I said, oh, I had other jobs at the side even before I applied for the professional one. I was doing other things. So how I got this job was that I was searching. I searched and I didn't just apply in one place. Funny. I applied in numerous places, both federal, private institutions, and I kept my options open. I didn't just apply for a particular job and just sat down because there's so much competition and there is unemployment everywhere. So you have to keep your options open. You have to apply for a lot of jobs. I wrote a lot of emails. I wrote a lot of CVs. I wrote a lot of application letters. I applied for
Okay, Oluchi's line is breaking, so I'm still going to hear from there. I like the fact she's Oluchi is quite an amazing
and
lady there,
submitted and got
and
callbacks,
I
but
okay, her line keeps breaking.
I don't know. Did you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, my
I
line keeps
we
breaking. Did you
we
hear me?
we heard from the part where you said you wrote a lot of CVs, applied for so many jobs, and then before you got callbacks and all of that. And Olu, before we're gradually coming to the end of this live, one thing we're gonna chat back door as well. And the next one I would like us to talk about how you can comport yourself during an interview, job interview, because that's another aspect which I'm looking forward to sharing my experience with other people and yours, yes, for students to know. And if you're looking for a job, and I often say this, if you're looking for a job, yes, it's very important. Yeah, there's a question coming in. I will always say this: if you're looking for a job, if you're looking for a job and you do not have LinkedIn, yes, if you don't have link, there are certain apps these days. If you don't have them, then what are you doing? If you don't have LinkedIn, if you're a researcher, if you don't have ResearchGate, then also Twitter too is also one thing. You don't just use your Twitter to tweet about social life, jobs. So
Right?
some of these websites, some of these things, you
Yeah.
need, yes, and even YouTube, you need to have them. If you don't have LinkedIn, number one, top. If you don't have LinkedIn, then you complain about not having a job. It's a little bit, And Oluchi's LinkedIn is amazing. I usually, as a young as she is, because she's one of my mentees, younger. I like the way she arranged her LinkedIn. I don't think if you go through her LinkedIn, you definitely hire her. So I like the way she arranged her LinkedIn as well, well
Thank
structured.
you.
You know, I got to know her. She's one of my mentee, and we're going to be doing so many videos because right now we are preparing for a couple of scholarships and all of that. One thing I like about her too is that Oluchi is very polite. That is the part where I almost got her. She sent me a couple of mails, and I was waiting for, because I'm a research professor, I was waiting for an area where she is going to come out as rude, and I'll be just like, you know what? But she's always very polite. Please, what she uses word like gently remind. So if you're searching for a job out there, please, the highest thing you can do for recruiters, professors, your industry, be polite. Because just by being polite, someone is going to hire you. Even if you have the skills, if you're not polite, they will not hire you. And I really love that
Polite.
aspect about my mentee, Oluchi. So one question for you,
Thank
Oluchi.
you.
Can you add rephrase on your CV? Can you add rephrase on your CV?
On your CV, yes. Some
Yes.
CVs will
Can you add
require
a
you
rephrase?
to. Yes, I added a few on my CV, on my job CV, and on my academic CV too. I did. I added two referees on my CV. I would say please do not add your family members as your referee, even though your family members might be professors or maybe researchers. Please do not add your family members. Add someone who knows you in a professional capacity as your referee, okay? But recently I was talking to a friend and he said that some organizations do not want you to write a referee on your CV until it's required. So this also boils down to reading the description and making your own research on the organization or asking the right questions. But every CV should have a referee, someone who could speak for you in a professional capacity. Two people at the most, three maximum.
And one thing about rephrase or references, someone can reference you. I'm also going to share another aspect. You know, I know of people who have lost jobs just because their referee or their reference didn't give a positive feedback. In Korea, it's a big thing. So it's a very big thing. So before you add a referee or a reference, kindly cross check with them. Tell them you're going to be adding them on a reference and you're applying for a job or a scholarship. Just in case if they get a call or an email, they can respond. Back home, we take it low line, but
Yes.
out here in Korea, it's a very big thing. And a reference or a referee can get you the scholarship you want, or it can get you the job you want. So it's always very important you do cross check with your references. And while you're still being a student, be a good student. Keep a good relationship with your professors, or if you're a worker, keep a good relationship with your boss because these people will help you to get your next job. They will help you to get your next scholarship. If you burn those bridges, then getting your next job or your next scholarship will be a very difficult thing for you to acquire. So, Oluchi, are you still there? Line keeps breaking. So, we've had quite an amazing live stream here, Oluchi. I'm going to summarize everything. And depending on her schedule, next time we're going to talk about how you can behave yourself during a job interview, right? Because when you apply for jobs, there's also the job interview, which is a part where you need to prove yourself. You need to tell them about your CV in person. The first part is sending your CV. The second part will be defending that CV. So depending on Oluchi's, I'm gonna talk with her. We put up a live stream on that, and also depending on my own experience too, because I don't want to narrate everything. I've gotten pretty far on my. Thank you very much. Um, I've gotten very far in my career. I have quite an experience, so I'm looking forward to people too from other aspects, from other areas of the world, other levels of their careers to share. So that if so many people share their stories, you should be able to relate. So we're going to talk about job interviews or scholarship interviews. These are also exciting stages whereby some people have gotten lost a scholarship or they've gotten a job just because they perform pretty well at that stage. So I'm going to thank Oluchi so much for her time. I'm going to thank her so much for sharing her experience. So yeah, the next video uh next time again I'm going to share it. Okay, Oluchi is here. Let me just add her pretty fast. Okay. Olu, Yeah, Olu, are you there?
Yes, sorry about it.
Yes. Olu. Yes, I was telling
Network keep going off. I'm so sorry.
no, that's fine. That's fine. I was rounding up the live stream because it's already we've live streamed for 1 hour and I don't want the video to be too long. So first, I want to thank you so much for your time. Coming out here, sharing your experience, sharing your skills with my viewers and subscribers. So hopefully, depending on your schedule, which we're going to talk about next time, I'd like us to talk about job interviews, how best you can prepare for a job interview or a scholarship interview because Oluchi is also my mentee. She's applying for scholarships in the future. She will have scholarship interviews, and this is a stage in which so many people have either made it across or haven't made it. So it's also very important we prepare our subscribers, my mentees, I prepare them as well, and then also Oluchi, who is also already into the job market. I'm sure she has gone through a couple of interviews, so she is going to be sharing her thoughts as well. So, do you have any other last thing before we close the live stream?
Yeah,
All right there? Yeah, so I think her link is breaking. So we're gonna end here
I
and
just want
see
to
you again.
say that before you
Yes.
do anything, like,
Mhm.
yes, I
Okay, yeah, please go on. We're listening to you. Olu, are you there?
okay. I don't know if you can hear me now.
Thank you. Thank you, Mama.
Can
Okay,
you hear
Olu's
me now?
line is breaking. So we're gonna end here and see you in the next video next time. So if you love the video, please subscribe. We are sorry for any technical fault, any breaking here and there. We're gonna adjust it next time. See you again. Bye.